let's just start right here with Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that they're the favorites to get to the Super Bowl. Like that's like they're the favorite.
That's a hair crazy for me. I'm not gonna lie.
But most people aren't buying into the Seahawks. And I'm going to say this. I've been saying it. I said it when Sam Darnold was in with the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold has a black cloud over his head. And people will not, N-O-T, ever embrace him fully until he gets over the hurdle. And what I mean for him over the hurdle, I expect them to beat the 49ers this week. I do. I expect Seattle to beat the 49ers. They're on fumes. They're losing players left and right. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, that magical mystery carpet ride ends. I will not believe in Sam Darnold until it's Super Bowl Sunday and he runs out onto the field with the Seahawks. That's when I'll say, okay, he scrubbed it away. I remember people trying to scrub it away after they came back and beat the Rams. Remember, down 30 to, 14 or 16, right?
14, I think it was. But yeah.
Okay. Yep. And they came back and won the game. People are like, oh, that narrative about, say, I guess that's over. No, it's not. It's not over. They won that game, but it ain't over. And I just don't believe people buy into Sam Darnold. I really don't. And for me to embrace him and believe like something has changed here, he'd have to get to the Super Bowl. Is that unfair?
I think it is unfair, but I understand where it comes from. If you look at the last two seasons, two different franchises, he's been incredible. 14-3. If you take out the Rams games, he's 25-4 in the last two seasons. With two different franchises, you would think, like, okay, fine, he's got on a hot streak with one team in particular, right? That happens where, okay. But he's doing stuff that no one else has done. And back-to-back, 4,000 yards with two different teams. These records are great, and the top seeds and, one of the top 1-2 seeds in the conference. So at some point, we have to go, oh, Sam Darnold's a good player. Now, there are levels, as we know, just like there's tiers of things. So is he tier 1? No. But the idea that he's no longer good or we just, I can't believe in him. If you're him, you're saying, well, what more do I need to do? I mean, I've been good with this team. Then you trade me to another team. I'm good with this team. Or not trade, I get signed to this team. I'm successful there. You question me if I can win a big game. I beat the Rams in a great comeback. I end up having the better and winning that division, which is one of the better divisions in football. So I get what you're saying, because even part of me is like, and I've been trying to be the most optimistic about Sam Darnold. But even I'm like, oh, Sam, I don't know. If Sam Darnold is able to realize that all he has to do is be a slightly better version of what we want from C.J. Stroud, then he can be set to get to what Rob Parker questions he can, meaning a Super Bowl. That defense is very good. The running game is pretty good. He's got very good weapons, including JSN.
Yeah, but they were down 30-14 at home.
On the outside, right.
I mean, that, and he had 2 picks. And
he came back and won. Caleb Williams did. We praise him all season for that. And he was able to do that against.
But he has a bigger body of work of duds in big spots. You don't get that by. And here's my biggest. The ender that will debunk just the idea that this might be an unfair tag. Okay,
I'm listening.
The teams have done this to him, and that's why he is where he is. Rob G, the contract he signed with Seattle was a soft, non-committal contract, the same way that the Vikings stepped off of him. And the teams are telling you, right, Rob G, this contract he signed, they don't believe in him. If you have a franchise quarterback, Kelvin, what do? You lock that guy up. Rob G, tell us the contract. It's a weak contract.
Yeah, it was marketed as a 3-year, $105 million contract with $55 million guaranteed. The problem is, even that 55 isn't really guaranteed because it doesn't vest until after a certain date in the year. So realistically, like what it actually is a 2-year, $66 million deal.
But here's where I'll push back with that. I get what you're saying from the standpoint of a guy we were coming into. You were optimistic about. we fell off. Everybody completely written him off. Nobody was thinking about him. So to then go to the Vikings and have a 14-3 year, that contract to me matches that. Meaning that was 1 year. Was that a fluke? I don't know. Was it a system? Was it Kevin O'Connell? To me, that's a safe bet. We believe in you enough to be our guy.
No, but
we don't believe that you're the guy.
But there's still doubt, and that's
but what I'm saying is, I bet you he gets one now.
No, but
because that's back-to-back years.
You say that, but if they get blown out and lose to the 49ers, he will not. He will not get a deal. I'm telling you, he won't. If he's bad, because he'll say, we have this defense in place. You just talked about it. And if he has a bad game, they will not be embracing him or going, let's sign him to a long-term contract, because that's where he is. And the narrative about him, people talk about narratives, this narrative is real. And if you really believe that you lucked in and you saw him with the Vikings and were like, oh my God, this guy's available, we know he can play and we're gonna go with him, you would have tried to get a longer deal, even if it wasn't for the big money, but a longer deal from the standpoint that we don't want him to blow up and have a great year for us, and then we have to really pay him in 2 years. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but guess how old Sam Darnold is?
I don't
Sam
know.
Darnold is 28. He's 28. So you just got this deal that just 365 days ago, not a single human being, including Sam Darnold, thought Sam Darnold would ever get a deal like what he got.
No,
I hear what you're saying. So now you get that money, and now you come back, you bounce back 14-3 again, and beating again. You won a very tough, if not the toughest
but
division.
Always, I think you're giving him way too much credit for the 14-3. And I'm not saying he didn't play well. They got a hell of a defense. They do.
There's no denying that.
I'm just saying. So when you're looking at it and you put the team together, you go, he's a big part of it. Can't beat the Rams. Had 4 interceptions. He had 6 interceptions in 6 quarters against the Rams before they came back and won that game. So right there, you're like, oh my God, we can't get past the Rams. He always wets the bed when they play them. All right, 877-99 on Fox. We don't want to chew up all the time. I just say that the teams, the way that they've responded to him and not rewarding him, first the Vikings and then Seattle with a soft deal. They gave him a deal, but it is soft. And Rob G even said, like, the whole 55 wasn't even guaranteed fully. Now, you would think he would be at least that, what a guy.
You don't think he's about to get more?
No, if he has a bad – I do not. If he has a bad game and they lose.
What if he has a normal game? I mean, he doesn't throw 400 yards.
No, I'm just saying.
220, touchdown.
It depends on how he plays. If he does not have a good game.
I think he's about to get more money.
I don't think so.
And 2 seasons of 14-3 and 4,000 yards each season is crazy.
If they get knocked out and lose at home at the top seed to a banged-up 49ers team, you're going to sign him and he plays
I think they will. As long as he doesn't – I'm not saying he throws out 4 or 5 interceptions, but I'm saying if he plays solidly and then they lose to a – dude, the 49ers are a tough out. They have been for the last 5-6 years.
I disagree. I think they're supposed to win, and if he does not play well, they're going to question it. All right, 877-99 on Fox. They're going to question Sam Darnold. 877-996-6369. Do you believe the Super Bowl favorite Seahawks can actually win it all with Sam Darnold at quarterback? I can't see it.
All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.